Welcome to Lynn TV. I'm Lucy Robson with today's main stories.
Arrangements were made this week for Pope Benedict's two-day visit to Cyprus in June. The 82-year-old Pope will arrive at PAPHOS International Airport on June 4th, where he will be greeted by President Christofias and Archbishop Chrysostomos, amongst other political and church figures. Pope Benedict is scheduled to visit Aia Kyriaki before travelling to Nicosia. This week it was announced that the controversial Natura 2000 ACAMUS conservation plan is being finalised by the government and will be sent to the EU Commission for review. The plan, which has been decades in the making, covers boundaries for flora and fauna conservation and development. Stakeholders have disputed the plan, with villagers saying too much of their land has been expropriated for conservation, and environmentalists claiming that nature is not being properly protected. And petrol stations opened their pumps on Thursday after the government, petrol station owners and petrol companies reached an agreement to end a three-day dispute, which had seen the island almost grind to a halt. PAPHOS was the only district in Cyprus which had no petrol stations operating since Tuesday morning. Business slowed considerably, and workers stayed at home as their cars ran out of gas. The strike was about a dispute over government price capping at stations. And two men were arrested in connection with an armed robbery at a betting agency in PAPHOS. The incident took place on Thursday morning when two masked women entered the shop, threatened an employee with a knife and left with €500. The women are still at large, but police suspect the arrested men were connected to the robbery. And this week's main national news, the Diko party voted to remain in the coalition government with Akel. The vote followed the departure of Edek from the coalition in objection to the president's handling of the Cyprus talks. And the government announced that Russian President Dmitry Medvedev will be arriving in Cyprus on October 7th for a two-day official visit. This week, a TV presenter and her brother, accused of a contract murder, pleaded not guilty before the criminal court in Nicosia. 5 people have been arrested in connection with the January 11th killing of media mogul Andis Hadjikostis. A 6th is believed to be abroad. Investigators suspect financial motives for the murder. Well, that's all we have time for this week. Join us again next week for more news from PAPHOS, and have a pleasant weekend.